The game was in balance after 3 days, but one of batting sessions with such a bad really for Sri Lanka. How do you explain that?
Yeah, exactly right. That's the disappointing thing. We fought and fought and fought for 3 days and got ourselves in a really, really good position, and in 2 hours we proceeded to throw it away. It was it was poor batting, and it's something that I'm going to go and sit and talk about with the players now. It's something we've got to do when we lead the game from the front. We've got to be able to put our foot on the neck of the opposition, and we didn't do that, and that's pretty disappointing. But this isn't the first time it's happened, so it's something that I need to look into with the team, and we need to talk about it, and we need to plot a way forward, because we gave up 3 incredible days' work. We let slip in one disastrous session, much like in the first Test match, where we let slip in the first innings again, you know, and we can't afford as a team to have those poor sessions. We've got to get our good and our bad closer together. We can't have a session like that, because then you never recover. And it was extremely disappointing, because for 3 days we competed and we were neck and neck in the game, and the game was there for us to take and we didn't take it. So extremely disappointed with that. Yeah, look, and that's a very good question, but I'm not going to make any excuses today. You know, yes, we've come from, we haven't had the greatest build-up, LPL into South Africa straight back into Sri Lanka, but hey, we're playing Test cricket again, and that's great. So I'm not going to use that as an excuse, because for 3 days we were very good. For 3 days we held our own. We've got a board in the dressing room where we plot each session, and for 3 days at worst we had halved sessions. You know, we hadn't lost a session, and we had everything going for us. We were leading the game going into our second innings, and we let it slip. Now again, as I said to the earlier question, that's something that I need to put my finger on, because that today just wasn't good enough. We've got to learn to be ruthless. We've got to learn to, when the situations present itself and we're in front of the game, we've got to learn to take those opportunities and put our opposition under more pressure. And we buckled first again today, which is extremely disappointing. Andrew, to be brutally honest, I'm going to go and find that out right now, because that was nowhere near our game plan. Our game plan this morning was to absorb pressure, was to grind away, was to try and bat a couple of sessions to make sure that we got ourselves into a very, very good position to push for the win tomorrow. That was our strategy. We had a long chat about it this morning. We used the blueprint of our second innings in the first Test match as something that we wanted to base our innings on. So somewhere it's gone horribly wrong, and that's something that I'm going to dig up and find tonight. I can't hear you. Oh, right, yeah, and yes, look, we certainly, we've sat with our selection panel, we've been very proactive, we've discussed where we want to take the team. We're going to need another discussion in the next week or so. The boys are going to do fitness tests on the 3rd. We've got a non-negotiable policy around fitness. You know, at times I just think it's just been too easy, it's just been too nice. You know, in the past, and we're going to have to honestly just get our, you know, we want to be world class. I want these boys to be world class. You know, we winners. We don't accept mediocrity. We don't accept losing. So that's something we'll sit with the selectors. We'll have a look at, and we'll just. There is going to be crossover slightly. Certainly with our 2 white ball teams, and then we've got a couple of players that will play all 3 formats. But look, that's something we're going to look into, because I certainly want to build a team. I want to build a team that's going to compete in all 3 formats, that's going to compete in all World Cups, and a team that's going to compete in the next World Test Championship. That's my goal. That's why I'm here. As I say, I'm a winner. I want us to win, and mediocrity won't be accepted. So that's something that we'll discuss going forward.
Chris, yeah, hi, ENG. I just wondered how you thought England might do in the next after this series we've seen here.
Oh, look, Chris. You know, I thought England have been really good. I've watched them go about their business. They've been very professional, as you know England would always be. I think they've got some players that are in some good form. You know, their bowling attack is wonderful. Their seam bowling attack is great. We saw good signs for England with Bess and Leach. And Joe Root has batted at another level on this tour. Joe Root has been, in some ways, the difference. You know, he's certainly been the beacon that I've always tried to use an example to our batsmen. And I think he's been quite outstanding. So I think England can go there with every chance of winning that Test series. I think it'll be a good one. Look, I'm very excited for Lasith Mbaldenia. He's a wonderful boy. He works so hard at his game. For him to get those rewards in only his, I think it's his 9th or 10th Test match is unbelievable. I always tell him he's got the gift of the fingers. He's got the gift of the fingers. He's able to spin the ball, and I think he's got a wonderful future. He really is a very impressive young man, and a very impressive spin bowler, and I'm so excited to be working with him for in the future, because I think he's going to be very special.
Now this series is over, and Sri Lanka will be heading to the Caribbean very shortly. I mean, what are the pluses and the positives and the negatives that you can see in this? Positives they can take from this series to the West Indies series?
Yeah, that's a really good question, Sadi. And you know, there's been so many little positives along the way. You know, we've been in a bubble for a hell of a long period now, and it's been tough. And I've seen players grow. I've been working with Sri Lanka for a year now, but this is only my third Test series. You know, properly working with the team. So I'm still getting to find out about the guys, and I think the pluses were certainly that first innings at Centurion. I thought we were outstanding. Our batting was excellent. Just so disappointed we got all the injuries. We had 100 at the Wanderers with Dimuth. I thought Angelo Matthews in this series has been outstanding. Lasith Mbaldenia has been outstanding. I know we've worked really hard with our pace attack. I think we've got a very good pace attack. We've got 6 very good pace bowlers. We've got some very good spinners. We've got some finger spinners. We've got some wrist spinners, and it's just going to be, for me, it's just going to be getting our batters in the right space to score enough runs, because I do think we've got the bowling attack, and And the batting for me now is about us just going back and assessing game plans. I was asked the question earlier today, why do I think that we played with that intent? I think we obviously didn't trust our defence enough on a wicket like that, so we thought we had to attack to survive, which when I sit with the guys tonight, I'm going to ask the question why they don't trust their defence, because I think their defence is good enough. I really do. So it's just a little bit about belief. We've had good performances along the way. We competed here beautifully for 3 days. But I want us to play from the front. We need to start playing from the front. We need to be able to, when the moments present themselves, to really put our opposition under pressure. And every time we get to that position, the opposition kind of wins the next session. And that's something that we're going to work on. So there has been a number of positives individually, but now it's time for us collectively to have some positives, because we need to win cricket games. Yeah, look, I thought they were steady. I thought we played Winindu, and I enjoyed your article yesterday. We played the sexy spinner in South Africa, but that was more a tactical move because we wanted to play the spinning all-rounder. We played 4 seamers there, so that's why we played Winindu. Mbildenia is certainly our finger spinner of the future, and the other spin bowlers have been steady. You know, that's an area we're gonna have to look at. Winindu Hasaranga he's going to be fantastic in all forms. I think going forward he's still learning the ropes in Test cricket. Mbildenia will only get better and better as we progress from here. We saw Ramesh Mendes. When he gets the ball in the right area, he gives it a good rip, but he needs to get the ball in the right area more often. We got Sandy Can in the wings, and I think Dilron Pereira's been steady. So we do have a cupboard there. How we move forward with that cupboard, only time will tell, though. And that's something that we'll have a look at. I'm certainly not saying that at all, but that's something that we'll have a look at, because when I watch us train and when I watch us practice, the guys are all highly skilled. So batting is very much about your defence. Test batting is about your defence. You've got to trust your defence first and foremost, and your attacking shots come from your defence. When we play at a frantic pace like we played today, the only thing it tells me is that we didn't trust our defence enough on a wicket like that. So those are some things that I'm going to delve into. I'm going to start talking to players about it and formulating game plans around it. We saw Angelo certainly in the first innings here, and in the second innings. The second innings of the first test, along with Tiramani and Kusal Janeth for a period of time, really trust their defence. And when they get in and trust your defence, that was one of our key mantras going in today. Was our batsmen trusting their defence, because everything sprouts from that. So. If you say it's mental, that's something we're gonna have to have a look at, because I watch the guys train and they're certainly good enough. Sorry, Pippin, I didn't get that. Okay, yeah, Bippin, we obviously we would love to play as many test matches as we could, because it's certainly for us so important to keep playing test cricket, because that's how we're going to improve. So yeah, we certainly would. I think we've got a very full schedule this year. We've got another 2 test matches in the Caribbean, and as far as I know, we've got a couple of test matches after that as well. So yeah, you know, I personally think a test series should be three tests, but you know, it's just what time allows and how you can fit it in. So you know, that's we kind of dictated by that, I guess.
Final question, Sadiq, you can ask. You would have got this video of the series that Sri Lanka lose to, right?
No, I think we're going to win every game we play.
So I don't think you would have thought that we would go down to New England in this series at the start of the series.
No, as I say to you, I think we're going to win every game. We train, we prepare to win every game we play. I certainly didn't think we were going to go down 2-0.
So you must be quite disappointed that the way the players played that. Did that happen then?
Look, I'm just like the players. I'm always extremely disappointed whenever we lose. But you know, from failure, good things come. We have to go and pick the players up again. We have to find out why it happened. We need to move forward, because you know, we can't wallow in why we failed. We've got to pick ourselves up, and we've got to be ready for the challenge that West Indies come. As I say, I want us to win every game of cricket we play, because I hate losing.